Sydney to the Max is Disney's newest multi-generational sitcom, and multi-generational is definitely the appropriate term to use here. The series is about a girl named Sydney who deals with the simple everyday things a kid goes through, such as going to school, wanting to hang out with her best friend, and wanting to change how she looks. However, the unique factor about the show is that it's also about Sydney's father, Max, who has to deal with the same things, or rather, the flashbacks that feature Max when he was Sydney's age in the 90s, going through similar events in that time period. Essentially, this series is a hybrid show in that it mixes a modern-day sitcom with a throwback sitcom. Both genres have been around for decades on television, but have never been combined like this before, creating an actually fresh and somewhat original show. And the concept is actually a very smart one to use in a program watched by kids. In so many children's shows, adults can be very one-dimensional. However, this show gives a much more well-rounded approach to the father character of Max by showing how adults can relate to their kids more than they might seem at face value. A lot of programs aimed at young audiences usually can't achieve this unless they're a sequel show, such as Girl Meets World or Fuller House, that feature the former child characters now as adults. However, Sydney to the Max jumps the "let's wait and hope we get a revival one day" routine and immediately shows you two generations of kids growing up at the same time. And speaking of multiple generations, it has to be said right now, the flashback scenes in this show feel 100% authentic to the 90s. Trust me, I lived through this decade. Some of these scenes felt like they were right out of my childhood. Plus, these scenes also feel like a throwback to the days of TGIF television, complete with brighter wall colors, decorative couches, boys wearing shirts with hoods for no reason, and heart-to-heart talks on the couch. However, the modern-day scenes don't feel as entertaining. The scenes with Sydney and her best friend especially don't feel super funny, especially the first scene of the episode, and the acting can feel a little strange when it's just them together. However, the grandmother of the show, played by Caroline Rhea, is great. She's your typical hardworking 90s mom in the flashback scenes, but she's one of the most entertaining grandmothers seen on TV in years when the story takes place in the present. So overall, the show doesn't feel that bad. However, while the concept of the show is good, it doesn't feel strong enough to sustain a long-running television series. This back and forth between the past and present would work great for a movie or a miniseries, but a multi-season sitcom? It's gonna be a bit of a stretch to find past and present day scenarios to constantly juxtapose each other and always feel fresh. However, the best part of the pilot is the strong bond between the father and daughter, which is done extremely well. So if we can get more great scenes that focus on that, better jokes, and highly creative parallels between the past and present scenes throughout the course of the series, Sydney to the Max has the potential to be the next must-see family television show.